And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood. And it's good to be back with you today. And I have two very special guests today. And they're going to talk about two totally different things. And I always like to do that because that keeps you all on your toes. It keeps me on my toes. If I have people talking about the same type of things, it kind of might maybe gets boring. But this one should not get boring at all. And the first guest I have on today is Caleb. And I'm going to let him say his last name for you.
It's Luzader.
And the reason I did that, he's Bethany McCoy's brother, and I knew he wasn't Caleb McCoy. So, when he said his name, I tried to do it phonetically, and I kept coming out with the long A, and that wasn't going to work. So, Caleb and his family have started a new business in Charleston, and it's called Hiwassee Anglers.
Hiwassee Angler. Yes,
and
ma'am.
I want you to tell us about it.
Yeah, so Hiwassee Angler, we have bass fishing, crappie fishing, and fly fishing gear. So we have rods, reels, line, we have flies, we have lures. So pretty much anything. We have everything but live bait. We don't have live bait, but if you're looking for a bass fishing a crankbait or some type of soft plastic bait, or if you're looking for a certain fly to take and fish on the Hiwassee River, or one of the beautiful rivers that we have here in Southeast Tennessee, we'll most likely have that for you. And if you're a fly tying enthusiast, like some of us, we have one of the largest fly tying sections around. For me, I'm all about I want to get what you have. So if I don't have it in, just let me know, and maybe I can work a way to get it there for you. So.
Okay, now let me just ask you this. My husband was a tremendous fly fisherman, a big water fisherman. I mean, he everything. I've got this huge something, marlin or something hanging in the house now. But you said you had all the things for fly tying.
Yes, ma'am.
Now what are you talking about when you do? I'm semi-familiar, so let's go over
so
that.
with fly tying, we have everything. So the main thing that you'll need with fly tying is a vise, and that's what holds the hook whenever you're tying your thread on to tie the fly. So we have vices, we have thread, the tinsels, any type of feather that you would need we have bucktails, hare's ear mask, dubbing, everything, pretty much everything that you need. I mean, always somebody's going to come in and we're not going to have what you need, but we're going to try our best to get what you want in for you.
And that's the retail business.
Exactly.
Will always want what you don't have. Right.
Exactly. So, but that's the biggest thing. We want to try to serve everybody that we possibly can to the best of our abilities, because that's our guests are our number one. That's the reason why we're here, is to serve our guests, and that's kind of what our business was built on. That was a big thing. At first, we were just going to have a fly fishing store. We were just going to have a fly shop, and I actually come from a bass fishing background. I was like,
okay,
I don't want to leave my bass fishing guys out, right? That's who I grew up with.
Yeah, and that's the people you're going to say, I've got the store open now. Come on by.
Exactly. So we have a very good selection of bass fishing tackle, and everything we got in the store, I went back in my memories and what works around here. Our whole inventory is based upon what works for the local fisheries around here, whether it be Chickamauga Lake, Watts Bar Lake, Nickajack Lake, our Tennessee river systems, and the Hiwassee River, which we're literally a stone throws away from. So everything there it's all designed so that you can go and want to go to one of those rivers, and we have what you need at the store.
And I actually live on the Candies Creek impound, which feeds into the Hiwassee River. So, and I also have hanging on my wall a pike, which was caught over in front of B&B Marina.
That's a very rare catch.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So it's, I'm surrounded by these fish. The deer and the bear and all of that went to the attic, but I did leave the fish out.
Well, you need to find some. Those are beautiful mounts.
Oh, no. There was no way I could eat dinner looking at Bambi. There was just no way. So Bambi had to go to the attic. But Caleb, why in the world did y'all start this?
It's fishing has been in my father and I's blood. One of my fondest memories was growing up. I'm sure many of y'all know Foxfire neighborhood. Out on Michigan Avenue, and we lived there in our early life. And there's two ponds back there. And my dad, he travels during the week, and so the weekends was when me and Dad loaded up and we went fishing in ponds, whether it be in that pond, other family ponds, and then I think it was around fourth grade, the Cleveland Junior Bass Club was throwing out
yeah.
pamphlets at the Christmas parade, and I got one. I was like, Mom, Mom, Dad, I really want to do this. And so we got into the meetings, and I started fishing. It eventually led to starting the first high school team at Walker Valley High School, and then it eventually happened to where I was the first person in Bradley County to ever sign with a college for a fishing scholarship. Yep, and so
Now, who did you sign with?
I signed with Bryan College. I fished there for 2 years.
Okay, how neat. So
Yep.
there is such a thing as a fishing scholarship.
Oh yeah, if if you're a kid out there in high school and you want to get into bass fishing, and that's how you want to pay for your school, it's completely it's a feasible idea.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is neat.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys. We have one guy named Cole Sands locally, and Nathan Bell. They've both fished for Bryan College. Another gentleman who was fishing there, Jacob Fouts. He also signed with Bryan College and fished with them this year as well. So
Now, now you've gotten my curiosity aroused. So how do you compete collegiately?
yeah, so the collegiate fishing is actually pretty awesome. They just had a tournament in Knoxville, which Nathan Bell and Cole Sands won. They qualified for the national championship for Bassmaster. Yeah, but you fish against everyone. So Bryan College, right, a smaller school in Dayton, Tennessee, fishes against University of Alabama. They fish against University of Tennessee. They fish against every single team in the nation. So you're in tournaments where there's 210 boats there, and over 150 schools will be represented there. Yeah, so it's growing every single year. And the high school is another great example of that. They had a 300 boat tournament in Dayton, just in Tennessee, with high school fishing. And so fishing is a sport that's, it gets everybody involved, right? You have to, in high school, you have to have the adults to go out with the anglers. So, parents are directly involved with it. And then as they get into college, they get to take the reins and drive the boats and do all that stuff. But also, let's not discount this, Lee University, right down the road, they have a competitive fly fishing team as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so, fly fishing and bass fishing, we have Lee University with a competitive fly fishing team, which they do very well. They're one of the best teams in the nation as well with fly fishing because of the great fisheries that we have around here. It's amazing.
I do have another personal question. Why does a bass boat have to go so fast? Are y'all trying to outrun the fish, or what are you trying to do?
I have gone to a fishing hole at 35 miles an hour, and I've gone to a fishing hole at 70 miles an hour, and I didn't have fun at 35, so that's why.
Okay, I wondered if there was a system to it. I understand. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I do know bass boats will go that fast.
Oh, yes,
so,
yes.
So that's awesome. So now let's get back, because the reason I had you on was to talk about the shop that you all have in Charleston. Tell everybody where in Charleston you're located.
Yeah, so we're at 9051 Hiwassee Street, Charleston, Tennessee, 37310. So if you're going north towards McMinn County on Highway 11, you're going to pass the Animal Hospital and the clinic in Charleston, as well as Maddox Motors, and we're right after Maddox Motors on the left, right across from Subway.
Oh, okay. Are you kind of sort of where the Ace Hardware or whatever that was?
Yeah, so where the Ace Hardware was,
Right.
we are right across the street from that. Now it's Pin Golf.
Okay, so you're on the water.
Yes, ma'am. Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what kind of had me confused, because I thought, now, why would we have an angler shop in downtown Charleston? But I know why now, because you're right there, pretty close, actually, to the put-in.
We're 2 minutes from the Charleston boat dock, so you can
Fantastic.
stop in, get your fishing tackle, and then head out on the river.
All right. Now, do y'all take any classes out to do anything like that?
So we're working on that right now. If the way to kind of keep in touch with that, our social media pages, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, just at Hiwassee Angler, and our logo will probably be on the segment somewhere. Just look for our logo. It's either a bass or a trout, and it's got mountains and a green background. Just look for our logo, and that's where you can keep up to date on our classes. So we'll be working on doing like a fly fishing 101 class, fly tying nights, as well as possibly for the bass fisherman electronics, where we talk about bass boat electronics. That's just a world that has evolved so much in the past 5 years. We went from sonar that look like little blips on a graph to now you can actually see pictures of the bottom and multiple different views. And just we really want to hear from our customers. What do you want to learn? And we will facilitate a way that we can make it possible so that you can learn that. So we want to know what our customers want, our guests, because that's who we want to serve.
And that's what's going to keep you in business. And this is so awesome to me. But I know what you're talking about because my husband used to, when he fished a lot, he had the bay boat, and the tracker on it
Yep.
showed big fish and little fish and pools of fish and schools of fish, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And so we would know where to head. And of course, my part of fishing on the bay boat was reading a book while he fished. As long as I kept quiet, that was okay. And I said I can do that. So I'm so thrilled. But now, why did y'all pick Charleston?
Honestly, just the location there is pretty central to going to the Hiwassee River for fly fishermen. It's right off, you turn off onto Bowater Road to get down to the Hiwassee River in 411. It kind of splits. Actually, you can go to the Tellico River or the Hiwassee River, which Tellico River is another wonderful fishery that we have around here. We just, it's very close to where I grew up. We're right in between McMinn County and Cleveland, right off I-75. So it was just a really good central location. And the building that we have, when you walk in, it just says, hey, I'm at a tackle shop, right?
I love it. I love it. Okay, so now we are in McMinn County too on Comcast. I think. Watch me look at Bryce. So you can. My producer Bryce, y'all have met him before, but we are also in McMinn County. So those people up there need to know about you.
Yeah.
And of course the people in Bradley County need to know about you, and Polk County.
Yep, Polk County
because
as well.
Bowater Road, like you said, you can hit Bowater Road and you can just go in all kinds of directions.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
so I think that's wonderful. So now it's you and your dad, and one of you is there.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there all the time. My
Okay.
father, he holds another position to bring home the bread to the family.
Gotcha.
So he's gone. So I do all of our operations, ordering. When you walk in the shop, there's a 90% chance you're going to see my smiling face.
See Caleb, and that's great. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and so I just think this is so fascinating. And like I said, I used to have a fisherman in the family, and I mean, a lot of things were, I know how precise and persnickety the fisherman can be. But so you're going to offer fly tying, and then eventually you're going to be offering some fly fishing classes.
Fly fishing classes. Our goal is to become a full service outfitter.
Oh, great.
Obviously there's some things. You have government qualifications that you have to get to do that.
Of course you do.
Eventually, we want to have guided fishing trips that we can offer you, not just in the southeast, but maybe even out west, and do destination trips. So, we have a goal that we're reaching towards. Obviously, we're still in our infancy, but we have a lot of growing to do, and that's what we look forward to doing.
Great. Caleb, give him a phone number.
Yep. So you can call 423-758-FISH. So, yeah.
How simple is
our
that?
last
I love
four,
it.
423-758-FISH, or it's 3474. And you can call us, and any questions you have, even if you just have questions about the lake or what might be hitting on a certain lake before you go out, give us a call. We'd love to be able to help you out and maybe give you some suggestions as to maybe where to go or lures to throw for your coming fishing trip. So.
Fantastic. Caleb, thank you so much for being on with me.
Thank you.
I'm thrilled to hear that we've got a new business in Bradley County, and I hope you all do extremely well.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Folks, don't go away. We're going to be right back. And the only thing that I think these two that I'm interviewing today have in common is someone said government regulations. And I think my next guest may have government regulations as part of his scenario. But anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back. Watch our commercials and support our sponsors.